Today on You Be the Judge.
With hospitals being administered by fallible human beings, mistakes are inevitable. While hospitals have full disclosure agreements with their patients, you might be surprised to find out what happens after mistakes are made. The Center for Disease Control says tens of millions of people receive hospital services each year. Over the decades, the hospital industry has evolved and made necessary changes to protect patients. Nevertheless, hospitals are run by humans, and the unfortunate truth is that they make mistakes that put patients' lives at risk. Researchers have long investigated medication errors. These errors show up in a variety of forms, including improper compounding, the process of tailoring a drug for an individual, incorrectly writing out prescriptions, failing to monitor effects on patients, giving the wrong kind of medication, and administering too high or too low of a dosage. A study led by Dr. Daniel Neuspiel showed that hospital employees are more likely to report mistakes under the protection of blame-free anonymity. By giving these employees a safe environment to report mistakes, hospitals are then able to assess the reports and make appropriate changes. Before, they had very little information to work with. This progress is a good sign for both hospitals and patients. A recent study led by Dr. Asad Latif examined medication errors and what happens afterward. Dr. Latif shared that, for the most part, our findings were in keeping with what the existing literature tells us about the where and how of medication errors in a hospital. The most surprising finding was what we do about them. Latif said about 98% of mistakes did not result in harming patients. However, the patient and/or their family is immediately informed when an error occurs barely 2% of the time, despite literature supporting full disclosure and their desire to be promptly informed. Letting patients know about medication errors only 2% of the time sounds pretty scary, doesn't it? We should not assume that all medication errors threaten anyone's well-being, or that the information would always be of importance to the patient. However, harmful mistakes do occur without patients knowing it. What do you think hospitals should do to ensure that the promised full disclosure is being fulfilled?